I'm Marie.
And I'm Katy.
And this month, we're going to take a little break and revamp the Difficult Women podcast. Katy, what the hell does revamp mean?
Well, the definition of revamp is an act of improving the form, structure, or appearance of something.
Well, that's perfect because that's what we're going to do this month. We're going to build a new website,
make merch,
and book some incredible guests for the future.
And this week, you can help us out by rating and reviewing the pod and sending us messages about what topics you'd be interested in hearing about.
Go ahead, shoot us an email at difficultwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
We'll be back next month with new episodes, but for now, enjoy this oldie but a goodie.
Take it away, us. Difficult
women.
Hello.
Hey. Oh God,
We can do that. We can do this.
I can't do it.
You can do
I
it.
Can't.
Come on,
I'm
you can pod.
So hungover,
You
guys.
can do it. Girl, you got this. I'm going to catch you.
Oh God,
I'm holding you up, literally.
you guys don't drink ever.
Don't drink.
Yeah,
we had
I made
so
a
much
mistake.
fun last night.
We had a pizza party.
We did.
It was really fun, but they gave us too much wine.
Yes.
And
then
bad.
we just kept drinking. I stopped. I did the Irish goodbye.
That was good. Speaking of Irish goodbye, I ended up like hanging out with like a priest at the bar or something.
What?
Like,
You met a minister?
I don't know if he was a priest or he just a theologian or something, but he was this like,
Did he have
middle-aged? No. No, this is what was weird. He was like this like middle-aged like Italian guy who was like at the bar, and then we were talking about like whether or not I could be a Catholic. That's basically what it was about. And then he like kept texting somebody, and he kept talking about his masseuse. And then his masseuse came and met him at the bar, and I was like, I don't think that's a masseuse.
No.
It's like this
Right.
young
His
guy.
masseuse
Yeah,
just
this
came.
like young man showed up at the bar.
Wow.
And then he was
I
tired
should
of
have
talking to me.
stayed.
Oh yeah. It was
God, I
crazy.
missed a partay.
Oh my God. And then I ate french fries out of the garbage. It was like, great.
Whoa, Katy.
At my house.
Oh.
My garbage. It was fine.
They've been in there a while?
Just like a day.
Katy.
They were in a package. They weren't like loose. I needed them.
No. You have to Windex your food when you throw it away.
I know. Well, thank God I didn't though. I probably still would have eaten them. It would have been so bad. Oh God.
Oh, well, hi folks. I'm Marie.
Oh, I'm Katy. I forgot we were podcasting for a minute. I was like just telling stories.
No, this is great. You're listening to Difficult Women, but we're also in a band
Called Reformed Whores.
Yes. See, you know it.
I remembered. See who we are.
We're going to do great because
doing
this is
super
such a fun episode.
This is a super fun episode, actually. It was fun to research. Like
So fun. I have been researching for hours.
I've been researching for years.
Well, okay. Can we just jump into it?
Let's just do it. I'm excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because we're going to be talking porn. Oh my God. I love porn, but it's definitely taken some time.
What do you mean time?
Well, because like when I was young and
I
Christian,
hear.
when I was young and Christian, hang out with the priest.
Right. When you were Catholic.
Yeah. I was like so bad.
So you just thought you were like,
Yes,
this is so
it was
bad.
just drilled into you that
Right,
that
porn
is
is bad.
pornography.
When
is
was the first
bad.
time you saw any kind of porn?
DeAndrea Gray, I think that's her name. That sounds like a porn name, but no, that was just my friend. No. She brought on the bus, like I think a lot of people, that's when they first see their magazine, that dirty magazine. But I think it was in, seventh grade on the bus, back of the bus. She brought, it was, what's the one for women?
Playgirl.
Playgirl.
So it was men.
Yes.
Wow.
My first pornography was a
dicks.
huge black penis. And I was
my
like,
God.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
I never seen anything like that before. And it really, it scarred me for a hot second. And then I had watched some Skinamax.
Oh yeah.
Which
right.
I still to this day love that soft. I like I don't know. I like it all, but that softcore stuff is so sensual.
That
And
stuff gives
I
me
just
like
love
blue
it.
ovaries or something. Like I can't. It's like, come on, do it.
Did you watch it in high school? Or
Yeah,
like,
when I was younger, it was exciting.
Did you have that? Because you guys had cable.
So my dad we didn't have like cable really. Like we had like we had cable like later, but we didn't have fancy cable. We just had regular cable. My dad had HBO.
Ooh.
Or he had, and maybe Cinemax for like a hot second. And so like there were times where he would like go out to work or something, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna find something on here.
I mean, that stuff was unbelievable. And actually, now that I think about it, last week I had told that story of San Antonio, Texas. Oh my God, I'm just remembering this. So this must have been the first time I ever saw anything like it.
Oh, at the hotel.
Watching cable. Yeah. So last week I told the story about how my family went on a vacation together to San Antonio, and my sisters and I wouldn't leave the hotel because we just wanted to watch cable TV. But I remember
that's why you were
now,
watching that kind of cable TV.
Late at night, I watched Skinamax.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling
excited,
but I'd never
Yeah.
had that feeling before. And I was like, why are my panties like wet, or what's happening? Or
do you know what I just remembered? I think the first video sexy thing I ever saw was in Paris at like noon. They would like play, I was like 10, and they would like play like porn in the middle of the day, like for lunch or something.
Wait, where? Like in the
just
cafes?
on regular TV. No, I was like in the hotel, but it was like noon. And I remember being like, and also like all their yoga commercials were like topless women and stuff. It was like really strange. And that was, I remember being like, oh my God.
Wait, they were just showing, they just had porn.
It was like,
it was just more.
They were so relaxed about it or something that it was, and I don't think there was any like penetration in it, but there definitely was like naked people like moving around.
Wow, what a great thing to see as a 10-year-old, though.
I don't know.
Like in Paris. And, I mean, that sounds so
strange. It definitely, I felt like I did something wrong. I was like, I was like just watching cartoons and it was like porn. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
But I just recently saw my first, 2 penises.
You're like touching your fingers together.
The heads of the penises kissed.
Yeah.
And then they went into the butthole. I've never seen that before, but I went out to Fire Island and they were playing porn on the TVs, and I looked up and there's a guy getting fucked. See, now I'm like, oh God, my mom loves our podcast. Mom, if you're listening, don't listen to this one.
Episode. Don't listen to
Pass.
this episode. Please.
Go to the next.
Please don't.
But yeah, so I was there and I'm like drinking, and like, you know, I'm a straight white girl and at a gay bar. So I'm a little bit like aware of like at any moment I should leave because this is not my place. And I am totally aware of that.
Right.
And I look up and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, time. I gotta go. Cause it was 2 guys fucking another guy with their penises.
With their penises.
With their penises.
Fucking with their penises.
So there's still a part, I think that, you know, I can be quite prudish. I think occasionally.
I sometimes watch. So I watch Pornhub almost like it's another cable channel where like I'm just like going. And a lot of times I won't even be turned on by 90% of the stuff on there. But I'm like, oh, wait, well, let's learn about tentacle porn today or whatever. And you'll see something, you're like, holy shit! Like, what is this? I've seen a lot of crazy things. So I'm never afraid to like watch a thing.
Yeah,
but I'm not always turned on by it. Like that didn't turn me on.
Yeah. Well, there's some things I don't want to see. You can't unsee things. And there's some really
horrible things that I wouldn't want to see.
Yeah.
But I don't know, tentacle porn. Like
tentacle
why
porn.
Not?
I don't think I've ever watched tentacle porn.
It's weird.
I've seen
no
woman...
offense to anybody that likes it, by the way. We are not kink shaming anyone.
Here's a question. So is it usually, it's anime-ish? It's a cartoon?
The one I saw
having sex with
was
an
like,
octopus?
the one I saw was like a real people, and then they had like a puppet tentacle, basically. Like somebody must have been like, but it was supposed to be like, in the context of the film, it was definitely supposed to be like an alien tentacle or something. So it wasn't just like this rogue puppet tentacle.
That's so
was
good.
like that.
Oh,
it
well,
was weird. I was like, okay. I mean, it was interesting to watch.
I just watched an ASMR video of a woman eating a real squid, and it got her eye, and she was like,
and then when oh my God, it like suctioned on her. And she starts like screaming.
I was like, I'm not into tentacle porn,
like
but I'm into this.
ASMR video.
I'm also really into egg porn.
What's egg porn?
It's awesome. This is like how brutish I am, I think. This is the kind of porn I like to rub one out. No, but the food Instagrammers will take pictures of their brunch and then like cut the egg and it like oozes out. Ooh, it just came in my pants.
I was like imagining like it's like instead of a butt plug, I'll just stick this egg in there.
I bet some people have done it, and that is great.
And then they go to the hospital though, because sometimes people get things stuck in there. You got to be careful, you guys. But that actually brings us to our first point about why porn is so great, which is that you can experience through other people things that might be appealing to you, but you don't even have to do them yourself. You could just watch. So if you were into the idea of you like the fantasy of an egg in your butt, but you don't want to have to experience it yourself.
You can watch other people do it.
Totally.
Yes, and I do think porn allows you to create or get creative.
Totally. I mean, certainly they do get creative.
They get very creative.
For sure. But also I was reading sort of like a list of like what's great about porn. And I mean, aside from the things that I think are great about it.
What do you personally think are great about it?
It's useful. It's a useful thing if you need to.
I think I've figured out how to do it in like 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Pornhub.
Yeah. Do you know that like I had to have a boyfriend introduce me to Pornhub because I kept finding like the clips of porn that were like, so I didn't want to pay for anything.
You're right.
But I would like find like the clips of like, this is the teaser for the video. And then I was like masturbating to the like trailer.
The trailer.
It's like too cheap to and then my boyfriend at the time was like,
by the way,
go to Pornhub for Christ's sake. Stop watching like this like garbage trailer. Just watch the real thing. I was like, this is incredible.
This is incredible. It's the trailer. And it has like the voice next on.
Yeah. Or it's like you almost see like a nipple, but they don't fully show because they want you to buy a thing. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
you're like, my God. There. No, Pornhub is free, folks.
Yeah. So if you didn't know.
And here's a really cool fact about Pornhub that I think we've talked about. And listeners, I don't know if you know this, but for women, Pornhub will give you free Pornhub Premium during the 5 days of your period.
Oh, right.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
That's really awesome.
And it's because, I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. This happens to me all the time. I feel like I masturbate more on my period because my cramps are so bad, especially, the first couple of days. But if I can orgasm, it really does. It releases,
like
oxytocin.
Stress. Yeah.
And dopamine.
Like and also, like, I'm hornier on my period in like that time for sure, too.
Yeah. And if you have a boyfriend who's not into period sex, fuck him. But also, you can have your porn.
Also, fuck him.
Fuck him. Yeah. We are pro period sex over here.
Oh my God, yes.
But I think that's cool. So if you do want to, all you do is like fill out, when your period is, and they send you the login information.
That's so cool.
Yeah. You go to fuperiod.com and you can do it yourself. Not a sponsor of our show.
No, but maybe they should be.
Maybe they should be.
That would be nice.
That would be so cool.
That's cool. I think that also brings up a point too about how like porn has never been thought of as a thing that for women particularly. It's like a kind of a newer concept that like, that women also watch porn and that it's also women have been more squeamish. Like kind of like you were saying that like,
right.
It's a thing that we're not always like, we don't talk about with our friends maybe or
right.
So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast today to encourage people to be open to porn.
Yes. Porn they can definitely have positive effects on relationships if you want to watch porn with your partner.
Yeah.
Then you can explore fantasies and get creative. You can say, "Oh, I've never tried that position. Let's pause it and try that position," or keep it on in the background.
It can also help open you up to discovering what things do turn you on.
Right.
Because sometimes you may not know that you like tentacle porn. You know what I mean? But why not find out? Because like that could be a fun thing to explore in the bedroom.
Yeah. And it's neat to kind of know what your partner likes too.
Sure.
And it can be kind of fun early on in a relationship where that conversation can, when you first start dating, like, so what are you into? How much easier is it to like turn on the porn and be like, I like that.
Totally.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Rather than like, can you hold me in a wheelbarrow and then pull my hair while spanking and have the butt plug in me? No, just do that.
Do that to me.
I did have one of the biggest fights I think I've had with an ex-boyfriend was because of porn though. He was like jerking off too much and then like wouldn't have sex with me.
So there are downsides to porn for sure. People can get like addicted to it and can watch it too much. And that's an interesting thing about like, and we have a song about it as a result.
That's true. Yes. Southern Comfort.
She'll hear at the end of the podcast.
That's right. Ding.
But yeah, that like if you are jerking off to porn all the time and you're not spending time with your partner, that could be a problem.
Yes.
Another problem can be like kids nowadays see it online and like then they think that that's how sex works, and like girls feel like they're supposed to be a certain way for the guys. And that,
like for the men, right?
Totally. And like that's
I
the
am
thing.
a vessel for the man.
Absolutely. And that's one of the problems with the porn industry right now is that it's still like all about, it's all male centered. Male centered.
Well, it's also, it's like, I was reading this thing, porn, I mean, they're filmmakers. They're making movies. And so they need everything has to be big. So big tits, big cocks, big blasting orgasms. And that's not realistic all the time.
No.
You know?
And also like, again, like it's about like the man so much too.
Right.
That it's like, it's all about the man coming.
Right.
It's about, and
it's
women.
the end goal
Totally.
of porn.
And then the women are there
porn.
to serve the men. And
Right.
like, and a lot of the porn is for men. Like, what are the things that men like?
Right.
And there's been an industry, like, it's starting to blossom that's like porn for women. And there's even a section on Pornhub that's like porn for women. But sometimes that feels like misdirected because it's like kind of boring, like missionary, like, listen to soft music and like, you know, and they're just like, this is boring. I don't want to watch this. So there's this woman. Her name is Erica Lust.
Ooh, is
And
that a real name?
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's definitely not.
What a great last name.
But she is, she's from Sweden, but she's, living in Barcelona. So my two favorite topics, Sweden and Spain. And I guess Spain has like a pretty intense sex industry, or like there's a lot of like culturally sex is a big part of the culture. I don't really know. I don't know. But it's very male dominated and it's very male, like machismo stuff too.
Oh.
And this woman, she's a feminist and she like studied sociology and stuff in school. And she was like, you know, enough of that. Like enough of this like male centered, male dominated porn. It's fine. It has its place, of course. But like women should be making porn for women.
Right.
Men shouldn't be making porn for women. So she was talking about how like so many porns, like they're so poorly shot and like it's just like the quality is really low and like that can be kind of weirdly distracting too if like you know if that matters to you,
right?
So she shoots these like beautiful films and the people on set are primarily women, so it's like, and it's not just like the makeup artists, it's like the camera operators and the like, and she's the director of a lot of the films.
This is in Spain. She
does it out of Spain
in
primarily.
Spain.
And you can look her up, Erica Lust Films, I think is what it's called, Lust Productions. But if you look up Erica Lust, you can find her. And you can buy these videos. So you can watch these movies, or I think maybe even pay like a monthly fee or something. But like a lot of those sites. But I watched sort of like a documentary about her, and she was doing these series of films where like people wrote in their women wrote in their fantasies, and she'd like pick one. Or pick a couple, I guess. And then the person that wrote it in could perform in the film. So they weren't even actors really, but they
were
get
fulfilling
to, like,
their fantasies.
Yes.
What?
And she like made that happen for them.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can watch, I mean, you can rent those films and like watch them or whatever too. So the one that they were following was this woman who like, I don't remember exactly, but it was like she was playing the piano like for a huge audience. Then she's like, maybe starts taking her clothes off or something. And then people from the audience start to come up and like have sex with her on the piano. And it's like
the most beautiful gangbang you've
it's
ever
like
seen.
the most romantic gangbang in the history of film. But it is so awesome that like, and they were in the like documentary that I was watching. I can't remember where I saw this, but it was maybe it was a dream I had. But I'm just talking about
does not exist.
It's just
It's
my
Katie Frame.
fantasy. It's like
Katie Frame's making people's fantasies come
gangbanged
true.
on a piano. But but like the thing was when they showed her footage of like how she was shooting it, they were so gentle with this woman, and she was nervous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were like, are you feeling okay? And like, this can be hard because we have to take different shots from different angles, and like, you're going to have to get boned a lot, you know what I mean? So like, are you doing okay? And like, do you need some water? And like, and at one point, the woman started like, felt like, I don't know, like needed a break, you know what I mean? And they were like, of course, take a break. Like, we want to make sure that you're fine, because like, why wouldn't you treat your employees like this? And that's one of the other big problems with the industry right now is a lot of the films that you do watch are like the women don't get paid a lot. Right. They sometimes get coerced into doing things they didn't think they were going to be doing that day. They're not usually like having that good of a time. You know,
and it shows,
and that's a lot of like acting, like the oh yeah, I love it. It's like that's all fake. It's a lot of fakeness, right, and that stuff. So to watch somebody, and I found in my porn explorations, I'm really turned on by real orgasms, and like they'll be, and I think that like it's so weird that that's not a given, right? That a woman's orgasm would be real in a thing, yeah. But like you can tell, like when someone is really like, having, I can't, or whatever, or like sometimes there's these orgasms
and
that
how
happen.
do they come without clitoral stimulation? That's the thing that they're like,
don't. A lot
I know, but that's all of the porn that I like. You know, I've seen on Pornhub is like they never touch their clitoris, and then they're like, "Ooh, yes, I'm coming." I'm like, "You are not. You can definitely tell." So I can't, but I don't know.
And sometimes those ones where like they're shooting, what is it called? not wetting themselves, but what is it called when you like squirting? Yay, we got there. We finally got there. Like clearly when they're squirting, they're like,
Mom, please,
no, moms cannot listen to this one, please. If you were a mom, you can listen to it, but not our moms. Or anyone related to me. Or anyone that knows me for that matter. Nobody listen to this episode.
Nobody listen to this.
This is just for me and Marie.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
But the squirting, like, they're definitely coming, right? Because it's squirting. Yeah. But like, it feels like, you know, like there's like those orgasms, like maybe like when you're in a hurry or something, where you're like, I gotta just do this. That's not like a fun one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just like, that's what I feel like those are. They're like, oh, we have to do this because like we gotta get the shot. So I'm fine. Here, like somehow squirt. Yeah. Like,
but you don't think they're coming? They don't.
No, they are. They must be coming because you can see it. But it just doesn't feel like authentic. A great come to me. Like it feels like a kind of okay one. Whereas like when you see women really enjoying themselves in a real way, that I think is really hot.
Yes.
And that's the point I'm trying to come back full circle. But these movies that this woman, Erica Lust, is making, it's real sex. It's like real people like enjoying themselves in a real way. And it's not just like porn for women where we're like in missionary. It's like real women's fantasies being filmed by other women in a safe environment. That turns me on so much.
Oh my God.
Safe environments make me
You might have to take my pants off right now. Get it? No. Well, I have to admit, I told a boy recently this and he was like, really? But yes, this is what I type into Pornhub. I put sensual sex. And if you put in sensual, you can get, I mean, it's so incredibly hot. And it's like slower, beautiful people. And I don't, big or small, I don't care. Yeah. As long as you're enjoying it, I love to watch that. But if you do type in sensual, you start getting into a whole other field of, I do real orgasms. I think that's cool. They're enjoying themselves. Oh God.
Have you seen those videos where it's like, women reading a book, but somebody's like pleasuring them under a table. So excuse me, am I burping?
Yeah, you're just burping.
Sorry. I'm like so hungover, but it's fine. I'm just totally fine, you guys. I'm going to watch some porn later.
Beer?
No, please no. Please no. But so they're like reading a book and they're sitting at a table and then somebody's like pleasuring them under the table. So they're trying to read.
Oh, that's hot.
And they're wearing they're not naked from our perspective, but then they they're just trying to finish reading. It is like the hottest thing I think I've ever seen. Because it's just so real and like weird and like raw.
I went through like a babysitter phase. I like type in babysitter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of hot. But then again, it's just for the man. It's like,
but that's the thing. If I watched an Erica Lust version of the babysitter, that would be so awesome. Cause right now it's always like poorly acted. The girl is like clearly like, I mean, I don't want her to actually be under 18. Obviously, that's horrifying.
Right. No.
But like, she's just obviously acting. She's obviously not like a baby. You know what I mean? It just feels like very, and the guy's always kind of gross and you're like, ugh, you know. That was the other thing about the Erica Lust stuff is that she really is carefully vets the men. And like, that's not a thing that normally happens in porn. I don't think they don't worry about the guy. There's so many stories, but.
Well, that's the thing. So I re-listened to Stoya's episode on Guys We Fucked.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know that podcast, I mean, continue listening to Difficult Women, of course, but check out Guys We Fucked. It's two of our friends of ours and it's such a great podcast. And they had Stoya on, who is our favorite porn
and we met
star.
her and did a show with her once,
and she's
cool.
incredible, and she's an activist and very outspoken about the sex industry and the porn industry. And she was saying on the podcast that actually like Brazzers, is it Brazzers, and all the Pornhub is owned by one company. I might be saying this wrong, but it's all male. I mean, it's all these men that are owning these places, and it kind of is like what you're saying is, it's like we're shopping at like Forever 21 or like these things are being made by.
And the people are not getting paid. Women are not getting paid
care of.
Well, and they're not being taken care of. I was reading an article that said that like the average, I'm dying over here.
Throw up? Do you need a bucket?
I hope not. We might have to edit that out. It's too gross. People are gonna like be throwing up in their cars. So,
Katie just threw up.
I'm back. It's fine.
She's back. We're great.
It's totally fine. Anyway, wait, what was I saying? That like the average span, like what is it called? The average career span of a young woman like amateur porn is like 2 months. And if she's lucky and can market herself it's like 6 months.
What about a man?
5 years, 6 years.
Of course.
Yeah. So like, and they don't make they make like $80, not 80. They make like $800, $1,000. But then sometimes they're doing stuff they really don't even want to do.
Right. And they show up on set, like you were saying, that
like
they show up and they have to do this and
So it's like, that needs to change. And that's why it's cool to have like, and honestly, we do have to have women in that room to make sure that, although not all women are trustworthy either, but like that it helps to have women running some of these things. So like we should get women involved in the porn industry. We should be like active and participating.
Well, Stoya, I didn't even know this, but she has her own production company that she founded with a friend of hers who's also a woman. And she's now director, producer.
That's great.
And she produces all of her own material because she doesn't want to work for the man.
Absolutely.
And
she's famous. I mean, she like has that ability to like, you know, within that porn industry, like it's, and I could, honestly, I mean, I'm not planning on being in a porn, but if I was going to be directed by somebody, I would trust her.
Oh my God.
And I would
totally
trust the hell out of her.
Right. Well, it was interesting when listening to that podcast of her talking about the amount of shame that people put on her for what she does, but she doesn't allow it to like, you know, get to her too much. But she was talking about how, she had a friend over to her apartment and he was like, why don't you live in a better place? Like you're a Stoya, like you have money, you should move. And she told this whole story about how whenever she goes to look at apartments, when she fills out the application, they ask for like pay stubs and she's like, I don't have pay stubs. I'm self-employed. And then like, what do you do? And as soon as she says that she's works in porn, they're like, thank you so much. Goodbye.
That makes me so sad.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
And but she said it happens to her all the time. So that's why she doesn't want to move. It's not worth it.
Right.
And that Stoya
is so frustrating.
For not to be able to even like find a bigger house.
But that also, and that also like taps into something else I was reading about how like we want to shame the people in the porn industry. We want to shame these women. We want to make them, especially the women, we want to like not pay them enough. We don't want to think about how they feel. We just want to watch them. And then the porn industry makes so much money off of these people.
Right.
That are just thrown aside. And like, and we enjoy the porn and we, you know, and these men enjoy the porn and other women, you know, people enjoy it. And we're not taking care of the people that give us that joy.
Right.
You know, so why are you going to shame people for something that you're enjoying. And you shouldn't feel shamed for watching it. We should all just be like, this is great. But if we have better regulations in the porn industry, then we can all bring this out into the light and make it a real business and in a way that's not, you know, and it is, obviously it's a very much real business.
Right.
But, make it like, make all of it above board so that you're not getting these like poor kids that are being taken advantage of or, you know, cause that's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary. We don't need it. So yeah, good. I mean, that's so exciting to hear that she has her own.
It's zerospaces.com. So if you go, I was trying to peruse without paying anything. But she had, I mean, it looks like everything is filmed so beautifully. Everything's in HD. It's all, it definitely is more for women, I believe. From what I can get in without paying.
The thing too with that
really cool.
Erica Lust thing, by the way, I remember reading that like it was definitely aimed at women, but men have been watching it too and loving it. So like it's, you know, it's not just about what women want. I mean, if you make good things where people are enjoying themselves, people want to watch it.
Right. Well, I think that it's important to also encourage your partner to watch porn by themselves. Cause I hear a lot of stories of some of my girlfriends who are married and they're like, oh, I caught Gary jerking off again to porn. And I'm like, great.
Yeah,
that's
what's wrong
good.
with that?
That's not, she's like, yeah, but that's like kind of cheating on me.
No.
I'm like, no, that's
It's not
It's really
at
not.
all.
I think that, I mean, you definitely have to have a conversation with your partner of that I do like to watch porn. I mean, the second I live with another guy, I enjoy masturbating by myself.
For sure. Sometimes
Watching
that's what
porn.
you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I encourage him to do it as well. It just helps you know your body. If I had
just like it's like time with yourself too.
It's like going to the gym. If I go to spinning and then I go home and I watch, some Stoya.
Yeah, burn a couple extra calories.
Yeah, so let's all just calm down and not get mad at our partner so much. I mean, I'm sounding like a little bit of a hypocrite here because of that fight that I had.
There's a balance. There's a balance.
But my thing is that like he was jerking off so much to porn that he
have
couldn't
sex with you at all.
Yeah,
and that definitely is like a different level. Like there has to be a balance there.
Right.
But there should, but I agree that like there's nothing wrong with having alone time with your porn. It's definitely not cheating. It's like the opposite of cheating. And in fact, I was trying to find like facts that like, good things and bad things about porn and all that stuff. Cause I was like, what are we going to talk about? And I found this fact that like blew my mind because people say like, well, porn influences bad things. Like porn makes people do bad things or whatever. Apparently, since the internet's boomingness and like since porn has become more easily accessible to people and more people are kind of watching it like more frequently, or at least it's reached more people and stuff, and you have easier access to porn than ever. The incidences of rape have gone down.
Really? See, yes, I read that as a pro. Because it gets their aggression out.
Well, and also because like maybe if you have nowhere, if you're the certain kind of, rape, I don't even know. There's lots of things about rape. Right. But one of the things could be like, I have this fantasy of like taking this woman and like having sex with her on the street. Well, if you can like watch it and imagine it and see it filmed in a way, whatever, and then you don't have to do it. You know what I mean? I think that I think it's true that there's like, and maybe I'm wrong. We're probably gonna get letters about this, but I just think that like, for whatever reason, it makes people rape less, which is like kind of maybe the opposite of what you'd think, right? Because people try to make the argument that like porn causes more rape because it puts ideas in people's heads. But it's never that whole thing about like, oh, it puts an idea in your head. I feel like usually those ideas are already in there. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, it's not about that.
Yeah. Somebody compared porn to like reefer madness.
Right.
And it's like, the hysteria caused by porn. It's going to leak into society and rise up and we're all going to be humping.
But if anything, it's always the
and
opposite where if you're repressed, that's when like the crazy shit happens. So like if you have an outlet for it, then you have an outlet for it and that's healthy. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Well, do you want to know your porn name?
Yes.
I mean, your stripper name is
the name
your
of your first pet
and the street you grew up on.
Mine would be Pepper Magic Mountain.
Right.
Which is so good.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Mine goes well with that. I'd be Shonda Waterswood.
Yeah, Shonda Waterswood is so good. It's also so funny to me that your first pet's name was Shonda.
Shonda. I know, that's very strange. But apparently there is a porn name generator on the internet, of course.
Great.
So I put Katie Frame in, and
That's mine.
here's your porn name. Barbie Jiggles.
Yes. I like that. Barbie Jiggles. I'm into it.
Mine, Marie Cecile Anderson, is Cindy Hump. Not, but spelled with a sin, like S.
Like sin. Oh.
Cindy.
The thing about that is, I bet you that's a real name. Somebody out there's named Cindy Hump, and she's like, she also can't get an apartment because, like, it's like, oh.
Well, do you want? I'm going to show you. Maybe I'll put this up on Instagram so everyone can see. Do you know what the first piece of porn looks like? They found. It's from the Paleolithic era.
Oh my god,
this is fascinating to me.
It's like, I'm gonna guess what it is. It's a caveman boning a dinosaur. Is that what it is? That's what it is.
They think that the caveman used to jerk off to this.
Oh no. Well, I mean,
oh god, it's the Venus of Willendorf. That's what they've called it.
It doesn't have a face. Just like so much porn today. It doesn't matter what the woman.
It doesn't matter.
Just her body.
It's a rock that's been carved with huge big tits.
I mean, that's
and it's like
cool.
So they're saying that like big tits has turned on men,
cavemen
since. But did you know that there's actual cave drawings of like double penetration and.
I mean, you got a lot of holes. You got to fill them.
Yeah. But there, I saw it. It's like the human centipede almost. Actually, it's like
you say it like that. No.
But then, when Pompeii happened,
oh no,
they found all this pornography in ancient Greece. Like they found just like these statues. They're like fucking goats and stuff, and like men on men, women and men.
That's great though.
Yeah,
see,
all these statues,
but
they all got.
Just proves.
I know it's just
it's so insane to me
right.
when people say like you shouldn't watch porn. Porn is evil. Porn is like a modern thing. No, it's a human thing. It's a human thing. You all need to get over it. Get over it. I don't know why I started talking like that. Very hungover.
Do you know, I didn't research this, but so I'm curious if you know where the porn industry is going now is what is it?
ADR. No, what is it called?
No, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, the reality.
VR.
Virtual reality. We did it. We got there. Virtual reality.
That makes me a little, I mean, yes, great. That can be another thing. You can definitely like implement it in your sex life and you can like do fun things with that. I think that that's like really great.
It'd be cool to be watching.
Totally. And be like having those experiences. Cool. Like, why not? Like, that's great. Again, the only thing is I hope it doesn't like, just like a lot of technology, I just hope it doesn't like keep people apart from each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the only thing. Because I think that one of the things just with the internet in general, like there's all these articles coming out that like the millennials are like the most lonely generation ever or something. And it's partly just because like, I feel
lonely.
Yeah, I know. That's why I watch so much
My doctor
porn.
today was like, do you ever suffer from depression? I was like, who doesn't, girl?
Yeah, we're living.
Turn on
like,
the news.
And
I was like, no, we don't need to go there. But
right.
It's like, yes.
So what you don't want is to like have this thing be a thing that pulls people apart as opposed to bringing them together.
Right.
But again,
you
could use it in a cool way.
If you have these conversations with your partner, you have to just be open and honest and understand what they like versus what you like, then I think that there is absolutely no problem with this.
Sure. I think that it's just the natural progression of porn.
I did find some more benefits to porn, which I think is my favorite one, because it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's why I watch it. I watch
because
it like
it's
TV.
hilarious. Yeah, somebody wrote just because. I mean, the acting can be so terrible. Sitting there with your partner watching it, like with a fun, open mind, and you can just kind of laugh, but then like get turned on. I think that's a really fun attitude
for sure, especially if you're with your partner. Yeah,
if you can just laugh at it.
I mean, also when I'm alone, sometimes I'll just laugh at it. That's sort of fun. Yeah.
What other ones? Let's see. Well, you had said it. It decreases aggressive tendencies
and stress.
Yes, it relieves stress.
I heard this is a real thing I read. I heard it also makes you better at math.
Porn does?
Because
You count your orgasms.
and you're just like
you add them up. You divide it by
tables
2.
so you don't like come too soon or whatever.
Wow.
No, that's not why. But it does it because it releases stress. And they did this like study where they had a guy watch porn and then he masturbated and then he came and then he was less stressed out and then they gave him a math test and he did better on the math test because he wasn't as like stressed.
Wow.
So before your next math test, kids, go jerk off.
Well,
Watch some porn.
every year they have the porn awards in Las Vegas, which I would think we should go. And I mean, somebody has to pay us, but to do like the red carpet and like interview some of the porn stars and stuff.
That'd be so fun.
I think so. I was reading some of the categories I mean, they really do have like best actor, best actor, best cinematography, best cum face.
yeah. Oh my God.
Biggest explosion, biggest cock, biggest, but it's a real huge event that like obviously the porn stars are there and the directors and stuff, but then also all the sex toy huge, those people are giving away lots of prizes and stuff. So that'd be fun to go to.
That'd be super fun.
I mean, it'd be fun to go to the Oscars.
Yeah, I would also enjoy that. But, whatever. Just anywhere I can, like, I don't know, meet some fun people.
Well, so I didn't tell you this, but when you were in Spain, something happened in my puss.
Cooter?
Yes.
What happened?
So remember how I swore I'd never go get waxed again?
Oh, you got waxed again.
I got waxed again, but then she took it all.
See, that happens, right? That happened to me. That's what the waxing song's about. How, like, you accidentally waxed too much.
Talk about feeling like a porn star.
But it was by accident, right?
Yes, because like I just was confused. I mean, it was early in the morning because I had to like go to work or something. But like, when first off, she was on the phone the whole time.
That's really rude.
It was so weird.
Really, I don't like that.
Her daughter had lost the dog leash, and so she was like putting wax on, ripping it off, and then going to her phone and be like, maybe if she I know I put the leash. Maybe it's in the plant. I'm just going to tell her it's in the planter.
Just
and I was
take
like,
a minute and figure it out.
What is
and
happening?
Then finish my
She was
wax.
so nice though that I was just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, cause the first time, and I swear now I think I'm done, but, the first time I'd gone, it was like, she did it in like 3 minutes and it was good. But this time it was like, I was there for 30 minutes.
Oh God.
She's texting her daughter and then she's like, oh, she found the dog leash and whatever. No, but she asked me like, do you want a Brazilian? I was like, yeah, but just like a little.
Like not all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was just like everything.
Yeah, I've had that happen. And also once they do the first one, you're like, well, I'm not going to have them stop now.
Yeah.
It's like uneven. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
It's interesting, right?
I don't know why we do these things.
Well, that's
called waxing.
Partly because of porn.
Right.
Because like that's the unrealistic beauty standards. Like that's also like, here's another negative one is that like now men think that like women don't have pussy hairs.
Right. Yes.
And like that's fucking crazy.
Full on bushes.
And I want to do what I want to do with my bush and I don't want to be like, make you, that's not your, like you don't get to, I mean, we can have a conversation about it a little bit, but you can't shame me for whatever hair I have on my body. Like,
right.
I don't know. And sometimes I like to have it all like.
Yeah, the only reason why I did it was because I was doing that, meeting my lover in Sarasota, Florida.
That's a song. I'm meeting my lover in Sarasota.
It was amazing.
I'm sure
but
it was
I thought it would be fun to like surprise him with like a little,
and
a nice little trim.
And I love getting
But then I was like, oh my God. You what?
I don't like love getting waxed, but I prefer that as my method of
I heard you say I love getting blasted. I was like,
well,
that's another negative thing. This like cruel sex thing. The spitting in the face and the spitting in the... Okay.
Let's talk about this. We need to talk about this.
You like to get spit in the face?
I don't like to be spit in the face necessarily. Although, I don't know. That's... So here's the thing. I like porn sometimes that is like the degrading porn. Mm-hmm. And like where the woman is like degraded a little or tied up or whatever. And so I looked this up too because I was like, because I've always felt like, oh God, like what's wrong with me? And like, is there something wrong?
We've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. And that like, please mother, do not be listening to this. Please turn it off. Turn it off. But I've also heard about how, like, I'm not the only woman. And I'm sure there's a woman out there that's listening to this. It's like, oh my God, me too. And I don't like, and I feel ashamed about it. And I read this article in Red Book magazine.
Oh, Red Book, that gal.
that'll stand by. Called "Why Some Women Love Degrading Sex," and it talks about how like these women are talking. They're these like strong, feminist, independent women, and they're talking about their sex lives. And then one of them is like, well, I really like it when my boyfriend calls me a whore during sex. And everybody kind of gets quiet and she feels like ashamed and like, I'm supposed to be this strong feminist woman. Why do I like that? Like, why do I want to be like degraded in sex? And
when a guy does that to me, I say, reformed whore, sir.
Yeah. Right.
That's a reformed whore.
Yeah. But they then broke it down to like, there's a very large percentage of very strong, independent power women that like that degrading sex versus like, and watching it and all those things. And one of the reasons why is number one, especially they were saying like for like busy CEOs and moms, sometimes it's like if a man is taking over, you don't have to make any decisions. Oh. You know what I mean? You just can be like, you're like, yes,
enjoy pleasure.
And like,
right.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, like fair enough. I was like, but is that why I like it? And then they hit on this point and I was like, oh, this is why I like it. That they were saying that like, you actually are the power player in the relationship because it's like, they are so impassioned by you because you are so, just irresistible that they have to like throw you on the bed and they have to like, flip you around and because they have to have you. So that's actually that you are the one in control there in this, like psychologically. And then and I was like, that's why I like it. Like that's part of what I like about it. And that like they were saying that we really should take the term degrading off of it because it's not, because even like coming in someone's face, it doesn't have to be degrading. Right. It can be like just a thing that happens that like turns you on. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be this like,
we can take the negative connotation away from that and turn it into power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's like
you've worked so hard for this.
Yeah. And it's like, he can't even control himself. Right, he has to come right on your face kind of thing. Now, I don't like, I don't know. It's sort of like, I like that, like, that idea. This also brings up another point though, is that like, there are certain things that I would like to watch in porn that I don't want to do.
Like what?
Like gangbangs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like anything also like, I don't like to be in pain at all during sex.
Yeah, you freaked out when I talked about nipple clamps the other day.
My nipples are so sensitive. I like them to be touched and caressed and being treated nicely. And I like the idea of you pretending to be mean to my nipples, but I'm like, ow, like you hurt me. I'm like, get the fuck off of me. Like, don't touch me like that. I don't like the pain part of it actually, but I do sort of like to watch like that. You know what I mean? So I think that's another thing that's cool about porn is that like I can like have that sort of fantasy thing, but then
I know that it's not for you.
But not for me. You know what I mean? Or like, and then you can talk to your partner and say, okay, you can tie me up and you can do this, but don't. If you start to fucking hurt me, I'm going to kick you in the nuts. Right? You know what I mean? And like, and then
my big thing is don't fucking tickle me. Do not.
Yeah,
I do not like
tickling,
that.
Yeah.
I hate that. And the guy I'm with now, like he tickled like once or twice and I was like, stop.
Yeah,
he's like,
kill you.
Stop that? Like after being tied up and spanked and all this stuff, I'm like, no tickling.
Yeah.
None. Cause it's too
funny.
It's degrading. No.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I just don't like it.
I mean,
I don't know why,
but maybe you would like to watch some tickle porn. That's a thing. It's totally a thing. I've watched some. I'm like, what is this? I like to peruse.
What's the weirdest thing you've watched on Pornhub or porn?
The weirdest stuff is like all the Japanese stuff.
Right.
It's like, it's crazy. They do these like, game show things where it's like,
oh, I've seen
and it's not quite this bad, but it's almost like, can you tell which one's your sister or something?
Oh God.
It's like real weird and it gets like real bad.
Game shows anyway, like not porn game shows are just unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean,
so
they definitely
funny.
have a whole game show culture, but like some of that stuff I'm like, but I'll be like fascinated to like watch these things. I'm like, what are they? Or they'll do like, like an egg race or something, but like they're naked, and then they
Right.
also like
I've seen like them like have to get up like a pyramid naked or something,
Yeah.
and then they keep sliding down.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
They incorporate humor in it.
yeah, so it's sort
well.
of like
I love
funny.
it.
It doesn't necessarily turn me on, but it's sort of funny to watch. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to, likes and dislikes. I don't know. Everybody's allowed to like what they want.
I love talking fantasies. I always tell my partner, like, I have this one fantasy of going to a foreign land and then being in this fabulous resort and like looking over at the Mediterranean, and then the curtains are blowing in the wind, and then in walks Michal or something. I don't know. Is that a girl? Is that a girl name or a boy name? I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Who are you? What are you? You know? And then we, like, my partner is there too. And then we have this like crazy wild threesome, because I've never had a threesome before.
Yeah.
But I love watching threesomes on.
Yeah. And then
my
a
porn.
tentacle comes out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's,
I think it's fun. I think it's like, I mean, that's the thing.
but if it wasn't for porn, I wouldn't have these fantasies. I mean, I feel like I'd be so limited to, well, this is sad, what is it? The gray,
50
Shades
Shades of Grey.
Yeah. I'd be
Well,
just
that was the other
limited
thing
to
that this
50
like
Shades of Grey.
degrading thing was talking about, is that like in pop culture, women that participate in like BDSM are shown as being very weak and meek.
No.
And in real life, the women that enjoy it tend to be much more powerful and strong. Whatever.
Yeah. I did read the full trilogy, as you know, of
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey.
But she's very like weak. And
Yeah,
weak
she's
in that
weak and like take control and help me.
she's, like,
a
helpless and doesn't
victim
know.
and,
Yeah.
But
But that's not, you know. But
But
it's also
a lot of
fun.
feminists
Why
have a hard problem with that, a
Yeah.
big problem with that book, and I get it. But I did read it.
It exists. You can read it.
Yeah, it was
whatever.
fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Tried to get you
Porn,
to
it's
read
like
it.
lady- I was so boring. There wasn't nearly enough sex in it. I was like, why are they still talking? When are they gonna bone? I was so bored.
This comic recently was saying, like, if you read it with like a very open mind and like understanding, they talk about food so much. It's like,
Yeah, they
she's
do.
more like she's starving. Or
Yeah.
like
Just like,
they talk about pancakes and like filling. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I like it.
it's fine. It was fun. We almost missed a flight once because we went to go see the movie during like, remember when we were in some
That movie
town?
was so, I mean, talk about soft core porn.
Yeah. I'm glad we watched it together. It was so awkward.
So weird. What movie did I see? And it was like two women, blue something.
Oh, right. That blue is the warmest color or something. Was that what it's
Yes,
called?
that one was so
I need to
hot.
see that.
Oh
I'd
my
like to see
God.
that.
I saw that in the movie theater by myself and was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. I can't be
Gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh God. I just love sexuality. I love sex. I just want people to be free.
I
You know?
do too. And I want it
Wave
to be
that.
safe.
Yes,
I want
safe.
everyone to be like consenting and safe. And I don't want people to be repressed, because that's what causes all these
Right.
problems. I want
No-
people to feel like they can be as sexual or not as sexual as they want, but like
Find out your
safely.
kink.
Find
Yeah,
out your
find out your kink. I love-
Don't be ashamed of it.
No.
Find your community if you need to.
And if you're with a partner that makes you feel ashamed of your kink, next,
get a new partner.
Get a new
And if you
partner.
are with a partner that makes you feel ashamed for like masturbating or trying to get to know your body, get out
Get
of here.
out.
Run.
No.
Run. And if you are one of those partners, you need to loosen up.
yeah, loosen it up.
Yeah. The cops are coming to get us.
Cops are coming. There's a helicopter coming.
Like,
oh my
no more
God.
talk about
Stoya's like, I'm here, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm here to save you. Well, you know what time it is? Troll time. We got a troll this week.
Huzzah.
You know you've really made it when the trolls keep coming. Yeah.
Is that what?
That's what Barack Obama said.
Yeah. He probably did.
He probably did. All right. Well, so we got a little, nice little comment on our YouTube, page for our mansplaining song, from Joseph Nash.
Oh, Joseph. Somebody find him.
Yeah.
Online.
Troll. He said, I wouldn't help those feminist Nazis with anything. Well, thanks, Joseph.
Thanks for the comment.
Thanks.
Feminist Nazi, huh?
Feminist Nazi.
That's such I don't even know what that, like, why Nazi?
Because, yeah, they think they're really going to get us there. Ooh, you got us. Nope, I don't
And
care.
again, that song
I
is
don't
just
care.
about like, hey, could you just like back off a little?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Soya talks about how men like to mansplain sex to her all the time.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Jesus
oh
Christ.
my God, I'm sure they do.
I mean, that not poor lady. She's
amazing.
She's amazing.
We need
but
her.
she did say that like in bed, men get in their heads when they're having sex with her because, you know, and then they have a hard time getting an erection and stuff, which is, guys, can we just talk about it real quick? If you can't get it up, that's not a problem. No. There's plenty of times when
God, the cat's sneezing. She's just sneezing like crazy. The cat.
Olive, the helicopter's coming for you.
Everything's falling apart.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Anyway,
but I was just saying that boys shouldn't feel bad about not being able to get it up, because sometimes I can't come because I'm in my head too much.
Sure, it totally happens.
You know?
And also like,
boys.
but that's why we need to redefine what sex is. It's not about the man coming.
No.
It doesn't have to just be about that. And that was another thing.
And if
I
your
said,
penis isn't working, that's fine. You got a mouth. You have fingers.
Yes. It's not over
I have
for
plenty
me.
of toys.
It's like,
I have
fine.
a full closet of toys.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we didn't get into toys but
well, that'll be another episode.
folks,
But
get in there.
That was another thing that was a positive about porn, which is that it's safe sex.
Safe sex. It's true. Yeah, you can't get an STD from
A video unless you're like kind of, you know, like
Your
one of those
computer
like,
is gross.
like one of those like, peep show places where you go in the back room, then you might get an STD. So watch out, don't do that.
Well, Soya was saying that they're very, very careful with her production company.
But
that
that's
they're
why
constantly
you have
doing
to have
tests.
regulations,
Yeah,
because that's scary.
Well, isn't there a law? I mean, you have to wear a condom in certain states
maybe,
that film
but you know
porn.
that like you see them all the time without condoms.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
But
more
they
times
should
than
be.
not. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of condoms, we should wrap this up. We've had thank you.
I'm going to stand up and
Thank
applaud you on that one. Thank you. Wow.
Well, this has been really fun. I hope you all
so
enjoyed
fun.
this one.
I
Please.
cannot wait to watch porn now.
Me too. Send us emails about, I mean, not creepy emails, but send us, send us emails about whatever.
Send us links to your favorite sites.
No, don't send us things like that, please. But you can send us an email about your, if you've learned something from this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or if you have a question, or maybe you're having an issue with your partner and that you want us totally
fix it,
not
'cause we
qualified.
totally can do that, I'm
we
sure.
are not qualified. We're not doctors. We know nothing. But we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
difficultwomenpodcast@gmail.com. Oh, and I do have a little correction. I had said that we're performing in Wilmington. We're performing in Wilmington, North Carolina, October 11th and 12th. Last week I said 12th and 13th, but we'll be there at the Dead Crow Comedy Room.
So come and see us there.
Don't come.
Well, come before you see us. You'll be more relaxed. It'll be good. You'll learn more math that way. But also, we are on Patreon, and we keep talking about it, and then people are like, what the hell is Patreon? So let's just explain real quick.
It is a website for artists, and it's a way to connect their artists with their fans. And so, if you guys want to subscribe to us, you can subscribe for as little as $1 up to $20, and that money helps us create our art.
Yes. And
things
like new videos and we can write new songs like this podcast. We're, everything that we do, we're paying out of pocket for it. So if we can have support from you guys, we can make more things. And what you get as a subscriber is, depending on what level you subscribe at, you'll get some like behind the scenes content, things that like other fans don't have access to. We do live streams just for our fans that are really fun and stupid. And
Katy edited together the funniest. I think it's
amazing.
fucking genius. When we were in Edinburgh, Scotland, a couple years ago, we did our own ghost tour.
Yes.
And I had forgotten we had filmed the whole thing. And so Katy all of a sudden was like, oh my God, look what I found. And so she edited it together. And it is the funniest video of us in Scotland trying to just learn about, we're ghost hunters.
But
in
you can't
Scotland.
watch it unless you subscribe.
Yeah.
So that's one of the benefits.
And another video I just found that we edited together was when we went to see Beyonce.
Right. So we're going to be putting that one up soon too. And that was really fun.
so
The journey to Beyonce.
So they're silly little videos.
And we have lots of like footage and things like
Right.
that. And songs that like never really made it that we like, we have copies of. You get to hear that stuff.
Yes.
We also have Reformed Tours patches that we can send you out if you want.
Right. Embroidered patches that you
and-
can put right on your
Your bosom.
Your bosom.
I mean, don't like. It's not like an iron-on or anything. Don't be
On your
careful.
jean jacket.
on your jacket.
On your jacket.
And also, you get like discounts on merch, and you get to hear, once we like really make it big, you'll get like VIP tickets to stuff and maybe chances.
But
to,
really,
like,
it's just a chance to like help us continue on with our art that we really want to keep creating.
Yes. So please take a look and see if you'd like to subscribe to us.
Yes.
Anyway, that was long-winded, but now prepare yourselves for a great song.
That's right. It's an original song that we both wrote about porn.
Dicks. Oh yeah, porn. Okay, here it is.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Lately I gotta say the bed's been feeling kinda bare. When I wake up in the middle of the night and find that you're not there, I can hear you in the next room cranking your love pump, sitting with your iPhone watching ladies hump. Nothing wrong with a little bit of porn and smut from time to time, but in this case I've been replaced and now I'm in a bind because I need your comfort, please. Later in the night when I wanna feast, you tell me it's too late, it's already been released, while your passion for the female form is manly and impressive. Watching girls get